Welcome to creating rhythms that sustain you. Please allow yourself to arrive, perhaps by feeling the support underneath you, just the ground that supports you, the chair holding you, the rise and fall of your breath. Allowing your breath to settle into its own natural rhythm. Simply arriving to this moment. Today we're reflecting on the rhythms that shape our lives, the ways that we move through our days, the habits we return to, the pace that we keep, the choices that we make again and again. Some of these rhythms sustain us. Others leave us feeling depleted. And many of us are doing the best that we can while navigating a lot of responsibilities, changing circumstances, and competing demands. As you connect with the rhythm of your breath, I invite you to imagine the ocean. And if visualizing isn't easy, simply sense what that might be like. The movement of the tides, the steady coming and going, the ebb and flow. The waves reaching toward the shore and then receding once again. The ocean doesn't remain in one state. There are periods of activity, periods of stillness, storms, calm waters, high tide, low tide, each part belonging to a larger rhythm. As humans, we move through seasons also. Times that call us to give more. Times that ask us to rest. Times of uncertainty. Times of joy. Times of sorrow. Times of tending to others, times of turning inward. If you'd like, please reflect for a few moments what rhythms currently shape your days. What patterns do you return to? What helps you feel most grounded, connected, most fully yourself? Without judgment, simply noticing. Just noticing the rhythms that support your well-being. Perhaps it's getting outside each day. eating nourishing meals. Moving your body. Making time for loved ones. Meditation or prayer. Reading. Laughter. Creative expression. Routines. Space between commitments. Or something else. Just take some moments to be with the rhythms that sustain you. And which rhythms leave you feeling depleted? Perhaps it's rushing from one thing to the next, overcommitting, ignoring what your body's asking for, postponing what matters most, saying yes when you mean no, simply noticing what depletes you. So the invitation right now is to not redesign your life. It's often much more powerful to make small adjustments repeated over time as you watch the tides moving in and out. Consider this question: what's one rhythm you would like to strengthen? Allow that rhythm to take shape in your imagination and your visualization. Notice what it might look like, how it might feel in your body. How it would support the life that you want to inhabit. There may be seasons when maintaining these rhythms feel easier, in seasons when life asks something different of you. Just honor what matters most to you through the rhythms that you create, and see if you can approach yourself with flexibility, returning, adjusting, beginning again as part of the practice, as often as needed. As this meditation comes to a close, notice once again the support beneath you, the rhythm of your breathing, the sounds around you. Carrying with you an appreciation for the rhythms that sustain you, and the willingness to make small adjustments when needed. And the understanding that a meaningful life is shaped not only by the moments that stand out, but by the ways that we choose to live day by day. And like the tides, learning to move with changing seasons, returning again and again to what nourishes, supports, and steadies you. And gradually, as you're ready, please come back to this moment. What stood out for me is the need for me to continually return to what it is that I'm wanting to incorporate in my life, which is going to bed at a decent hour. Those of you who know me know that this is a struggle, and that I keep trying to return to this practice. And then I fail, and then I try again and again. Would love to hear from you either out loud or in chat. What sustains you? What's a rhythm that you want to incorporate more into your daily life? I think I've said hello to everyone except Valerie. Hi, welcome. Saul, daily sitting meditation practice. It's so good to see you again, Saul, and you show up in this meditative, whatever meetings you come to, you just show up in this meditative state. And so I imagine that's what you're like all the time. No.
At least not inside. Inside, there's a lot more going on.
Well, when you project calm, I think it increases the likelihood that you'll feel it and that others feel it, of course, as well. Julia, stretching my body. How often do you stretch?
I am trying to make a habit every day.
How long do you stretch for?
10 or 15 minutes. And I am stretching while I am hearing the meditation on YouTube of ACL. That's a great
Oh,
combination. Yeah.
it's a great combination. Yeah, thank you. Anya, am I missing chats as usual? I'm not seeing, like sometimes it pops up, sometimes it doesn't.
We have Christine daily mindfulness moments, and then Matthias taking care of my body, time alone without distractions.
Tias, how do you take care of your body?
Well, that's been challenging with the injuries that I had. So my regular yoga practice I haven't been able to do for almost a year. And so my workout, yeah, is getting better again. But the whole practice of coming back into the body, and kind of noticing that more things are possible again, that's actually something very new to me because I didn't have that, such a long process of healing before. And yes, something very new for me.
I'm glad you're like making space for healing your body. And Christine, daily mindfulness moments.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I just get so fixated and busy with work and things like that that I forget to just kind of step back a little bit and remember where I am and what my body is and how amazing it is and what it can do without me thinking about it all the time, every day. So I think just having some of those moments where I can just kind of um, come back to myself is really important.
What I'm focusing on is the word moments. Christine, you mentioned moments, and I think that's actually what's most important. Like Julia, when you said, I like to stretch and it takes me 15 minutes. If you stretched for moments every hour, if we meditated for moments frequently during the day, I think that really goes a long way. So I've been lifting weights, and I find that if I just do it for a couple minutes here and there, that works better than me deciding I'm going to set aside half an hour to do my whole routine. Shakti, what's a rhythm that you're wanting to build in?
So as usual, I think a billion things went through my mind in this meditation, and I'm not sure that I've pinned down what I want to, focus on most in terms of the rhythms that I may want to dampen. But the more I think what keeps coming up for me lately is not feeling like I need to add to the normal lifestyle that we have built for ourselves, of having to constantly perform and do and have output and build and build and build. Because I feel like there's just so little depth and value to most of it. So I just really want to minimize that and deepen the value of the few things that I want to focus on.
So I really want to emphasize what you said about deepening the value of what you want to focus on versus dampening things that you don't want, because focusing on what it is that you want to pay attention to and build, it naturally decreases other things as you increase time for what's most important. And it's much, actually, yeah, I think it's much, much easier to focus on what it is that you want to increase as opposed to stopping things or decreasing things, because as you increase something, you just naturally decrease. So the things that you don't want. So as you're focusing on what you value the most and increasing the time that you spend on those things, what you don't want just naturally dampens, which is your word.
I like that. It's like saying yes will automatically allow you to say no more rather than,
Saying yes to what matters most, which you're pretty good at doing.
yeah, yes, okay.
Yes, okay.
Isabel has she put into the chat writing an ikebana flower arrangement is a new process.
Writing and ikebana flower arrangement. Those are wonderful things to say yes to. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording, and if anyone else wants to say anything, look forward to hearing from you. For our YouTube followers, next week we are focusing on beyond masks, becoming more fully yourself. So thanks everyone for being with me.